Today, I'm going to be spending one night in what's considered as the most famous hotel in Gibraltar. With stunning views over the Straits of Gibraltar, I'm going to check into a suite, check out the food, and so much more.
I'm on the first floor. Yeah, it's gone a bit wrong.
So if you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know that I don't normally start out on the balcony. I kind of lead up to that, but that was one of the big reasons for booking this room. There's only 2 of these in the hotel. It's called the Grand Suite, and it's this balcony that I wanted because apparently it gets amazing sunsets over Spain. You can see Africa over there, but just look at this space. First up, a dining table where I think tonight we're going to be a little bit different and actually order some food to the room and have it out here at sunset because it should be pretty nice. Another little seating area here. I mean, it is a little bit rough around the edges when you look very closely at some of the furniture. Bearing in mind how old the hotel is, it still looks pretty good. But yeah, this is such a huge balcony. Couple of sunbeds here. Again, they're a bit grubby in places, but I mean, it's just a sunbed at the end of the day. They're not the newest, but they're not the oldest at the same time. But I love how you get the sun here all afternoon. Right, let's take you into the living room first. Love this room. So it's a living room, bedroom, bathroom. Again, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know that I stay in some pretty exclusive and expensive hotels. And sometimes the welcome gifts for the price point of the rooms are not that great. You'll see how much I paid for this. This is probably one of the cheapest rooms that I've stayed in for a while. I mean, yes, it's still expensive, but bearing in mind some of the rooms that I have stayed in never come with champagne. However, the Rock Hotel has certainly delivered. Complimentary as well, I might add. But it's not all great. I mean, the kettle has seen definitely better days. I mean, how old is this? I mean, the plastic's actually starting to discolour. Wow. Mind you, for the amount of use it's had, it's not overly that bad inside, but that's a kettle straight out of the 90s, maybe 80s. We do have a little teapot here, English breakfast tea. There's all our milk and sugars. And some 90s style cups as well. You'll notice that the room and the furniture do seem a little bit dated. Obviously there's marks on them, there's dirty bits, but just some of the furniture is showing its age. But I love that banana tree kind of collage there. Very Mediterranean. Nice comfy couch. Yeah, it could be a little bit cleaner, but there's no fruit in here. But we have complimentary apples. Here's the room service menu for food. There's some pretty good old English classics in there, like beef and ale pie, fish and chips, fillet steak, spaghetti, Caesar salad, complimentary bottle of water. Branding is on point there, look. And we have a little fridge with a couple of bottles of water. Nice big TV. Right, let's check out the bedroom. Now, I really like this. This is so elegant, a bit timeless as well. But there are some grubby areas, like when you look at the bed, it's definitely showing its age. There's marks there, there's scratches. I mean, yeah, I mean, it is our old hotel. It could probably do with a little bit of a refurb. Like, I don't know what's happened up there, but it looks like some damp, maybe it's come out of the air conditioning. But yeah, this is lovely. But you can see actually a lot of the ceiling has been repainted. And actually it's flaking up there. Now I don't know whether the microphone picks this up, but whoever's above here, they've obviously got some kids running around and you can hear it very clearly banging around on the floorboards, which again, because it's an old hotel, that wouldn't have probably been thought about all those years ago. Let's check out the mattress. I absolutely hate these kind of mattresses that have like a topper that's built in, because this is where those bed bugs would hide. So it's definitely worth checking the mattress throughout to see any of those telltale signs. But I'll give that a good check later. They don't do mattress encasements either, because I did ask. The bed test. I'll tell you in the morning how I sleep, but it is quite nice and springy. I love the French doors though, so you can open these up and go straight out and have some breakfast if you order room service in the morning. Over here, the wardrobe. There's the hairdryer. Look at that, branding is on point. Have we got any slippers? That's the question. No slippers, but we do have some rock hotel robes. Okay, let's check out the, oh, interesting little chair there. Let's check out the bathroom. Just one sink, some flannels, some complimentary shower gels and shampoos. There's a shaving kit there. Quite a big bathroom. It's a bath stroke shower, so you're probably only going to get about 2 people in there. But yeah, it's nice and clean. At least the enamel isn't coming off this bath, because parts of the room look a little bit tired, but at least it looks all right in here. And then you've got the toilet. So when I was actually booking this, I very briefly checked online at the photos, and there was a photo of a swimming pool, and I was like, wow, that looks good. I thought actually the swimming pool was in the hotel. It's obviously always best to read up on the hotel first, because apparently it isn't, because as I got here, I said to Gabby, oh, I'll see you at the pool.
So we went into the lift, and I assumed that the pool was going to be on the top floor, just an instinct, because I weren't really sure where it was. So I pressed 5, the highest floor that you could go.
Yeah.
And as I got out, the corridor was just really grotty, and I thought, this can't be a swimming pool area. I thought,
Oh, is that the top
this?
level then, is it?
Yeah,
Oh, right,
and
okay.
I thought, oh, what is this? All like real rubbish carpets and chipped paintwork and everything, and I thought, that's a bit strange. And I opened up one of the doors, and there was a few people in, like, working on computers, and there were desks in there.
Oh no.
So it was like an office of some description.
Right, on a mission to find the pool. I think it's this way. Love all these palm trees. I guess the pool was added some years later. Obviously, space on the rock is at a premium, so that's probably why. I think I've got to cross the road. Swimming pool. I don't think I can see much more than this. That's as much as I can see. They say that it'll be open in April. I've got some work to do. It's a shame. It's a lovely day for it. Looks pretty nice down there. They're obviously getting it ready for the season. Such a shame, because it looks really nice. The only downside, obviously, is the fact that you've got to cross this pretty busy road. So this is the bar area. Wow, look at this restaurant. Isn't this nice? It's small, but it's pretty nice. Check out the flowers. Are they dead, or are they supposed to look like that? When the weather's not so good, this is a nice place to sit, just above the reception, looking out over the sea. Look at these old photos of Gibraltar. There's a piano. Can I get away with a rendition of EastEnders? And this is the fame wall. So all the famous people that have stayed at the hotel. See if you can recognise anyone. A lot of British actors and entertainers here. Look at that, Bruce Forsyth, Ronnie Corbett. No, he didn't get married here, but I think he had his honeymoon here. If you're familiar with the Beatles, you'll know who that is. So Gabby is already at home, very relaxed. What do you think of the hotel so far?
I think it's dated, but I like it. So the plan is that we're going to go downstairs to the bar. I'm going to have a drink or maybe two. And then after that, we're going to come back here and we're going to have dinner candlelit on the balcony.
Well, I don't know if we can do it candlelit unless we ask if we've got some candle. It'd be nice. You never know. They might surprise us.
Never know.
But sunset is in about 45 minutes. So we want to time it just right so we have drinks and then we get back up here for sunset.
Gracias.
And the crepes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
By the way, if you are liking the video, it would help me out if you could give the video a thumbs up. And did you know that over 78% of you are still not subscribed? So if you see that subscribe button, make sure you press it. So the menu is very similar to room service. There's like beef and apple pie, fish and chips, fillet steak, spaghetti. You know, we could eat dinner in there, but we thought it would be a little bit different tonight because we've got that lovely balcony. And we might as well make use of it. So we can order the same food in here, but upstairs. These crisps are like homemade, are they?
Yeah, I thought that. I thought they were
Really
kind of
nice.
like half crisp, half chip. I really love the bar. Do you know what the bar actually reminds me of? You know, on The Shining. It reminds me of the bar from The Shining, and I really like that bar.
Oh yeah, it does a little bit.
Yeah, it almost feels quite Charleston sort of style down here, doesn't it?
Imagine getting or having your wedding breakfast this time of day would be lovely, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, because they've got a lovely room, obviously, where breakfast is going to be served, like Tim was saying, the restaurant, and then you've got the decking out there as well, and then you've got this bar area, piano playing. Oh, it would just be amazing. You could have your champagne on arrival in here, go through the room. Oh, amazing.
Sean Connery got married here, you know?
I know. And didn't John Lennon have his wedding reception here as well?
No, it's honeymoon, I think.
No, he got married somewhere else, but had his wedding reception here.
Oh, right, okay.
Stayed the night. Did you see all the memorabilia, like all the people that were famous that have actually stayed here? On the
Yeah.
wall?
So back at the room, I've ordered the food and we're just waiting for it whilst checking out the beautiful sunset. I guess the only problem with being out here is what if we don't hear the knock at the door, because there is no doorbell. And it's so much better than sitting in a restaurant.
And look at the view of Africa.
Looking at it out the window.
Africa, not only can you see African mountains, but you can actually see the towns lit up in Africa from.
Tell you what though, it's a real busy road.
Actually think about Gibraltar and you think about the size of it. To see the traffic, it's a bit mind-blowing, isn't it? You don't expect
There's so much traffic coming into Gibraltar,
in a small place.
Because you've been coming here since you were a little girl, and it's changed so much, isn't it?
It's changed so much. There was none of this riverside stuff before. It was just the square, accommodation in the rock and stuff, but not like it is today, So people are loving it over time, aren't they, really?
It is, as they say, Britain in the sun. So, did you do that?
Yeah.
Where was it? Where was the switch?
Well, in the logical place, just behind the curtain, at the window.
I looked behind the curtain. Was it this side, or because I looked?
side.
Oh, I didn't know.
I checked both though.
We'd have sat here like idiots just in the dark if it was down to me. It also feels like it's your own kind of private villa, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
And we've got Casper with us, and sometimes, when you're eating in some of these hotels, Casper can get a little bit obviously upset by sitting in his pushchair or in a baby chair. So this is lovely because he can just run around and we can just sit there, have a drink, eat some food, and it does feel like being in a villa, doesn't it? It's really nice.
Yeah, it does.
This little boy's had his dinner, so he's happy. He's running around. And here we go with ours. The only downside is we've had to order everything at the same time.
Yeah,
to the
so
room.
it's almost
Yeah.
like you have the starter, the main's going to get a little bit cold. Yeah.
So I ordered a steak and apple pie. You ordered steak, and we've got some chicken wings for start. So
okay.
I don't know what's what. Okay, these are the chicken wings.
The chicken wings that come with chips.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I've thought it was a salad.
Oh, that's the steak and ale
That's
pie.
yours.
That looks good. And yours is
Ooh.
the steak. And I ordered the Eton mess. Gabby ordered the what was it?
I don't know, it was some sort of chocolate thing, and I was just like, yeah.
Maybe we should have breakfast up here as well. Oh, but they do offer a £5 cover,
Yeah.
a table charge, didn't they
They
say?
do, yeah.
If you wanted to bring something
But
else
I
up.
think it's pretty standard anywhere you go. If you have anything brought up to the room,
Do you know what they need out here?
a swimming pool.
A hot tub. Stick a hot tub in the corner there with some champagne. This is the best hotel in the world.
Yeah, honestly, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, though, you can be in a hotel, yes, okay, slightly dated, but facility-wise and the way it looks and the view, can't beat a good view, can you?
Certainly can't. I tell you, the only downside to doing this in this hotel is we wanted another glass of wine, and while the lady brought the food up, we asked, a bit cheeky, could we get a glass of wine? And I went, yes, fine. But so it cost €5 for the wine and then €5 for them to bring it up. That doesn't make sense, does it really? Yeah, that's the only downside to this kind of setup. I'm looking forward to my Eton mess. This looks amazing. Oh, that's lovely. Tonight's grand total with a couple of glasses of wine, it came up to just over €80. We're going to try and go to bed. I'll see you in the morning. Night night.
A banana.
That's a leaf, not a banana. I don't want a leaf in my mouth. Good night. Good morning. Starting the day with a cup of tea. I actually did use that kettle, and the tea tastes pretty good. Obviously, being this side of the rock, it doesn't get the sun until a lot later in the day. But the skies are pretty clear this morning. Great view of Africa. Look at that. The bed was super comfy. Did get woken up at about 1 in the morning. I know the soundproofing in these rooms aren't great, but there was another little kid, Casper's age, actually running around last night when we had a drink. They were unfortunately above us, and for some odd reason, they were running around at 1 in the morning going do, 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 do. So they were jumping around. I don't know what they were doing, but we have kids, we know what it's like. Breakfast wasn't the best experience, if I'm being honest. They did have a good selection of hot items in the buffet, but I found that the plates and the steel containers they were served in just felt like it was, dare I say it, a Britannia hotel. And the actual food itself, to me, it felt like they had the cheapest beans, the cheapest sausages, the cheapest, and you could taste the difference, couldn't you?
Yeah.
The same with the coffee as well. So I was a little bit gutted about breakfast. The room that we sat in as well wasn't as clean as you first thought, especially when you look down on the floor. And obviously this has got nothing to do with cleanliness, but there was a bird in there, and I don't know how on earth the bird got in there,
But nobody was chasing it out.
yeah, no one was bothered to shoo it away. And then I did see it starting to eat someone's food on the floor. I don't know how I feel about this hotel, because there's one side of it that I absolutely love, and there's another part of it that feels
Dated, a bit cheap in places.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird. Like this room and next door are two of the most expensive rooms in the hotel. I paid over £500 a night to stay here. Do you think it's worth the money? The bed was really comfy. They didn't clean this area very well either. It's a bit dirty. The sunbeds are a little bit grubby. So yeah, you can tell that it used to be a very grand hotel.
Yeah.
There should be a note in the lift not to go to level 5. It will scar you. I mean, that's like some of my worst rated hotels vibes up there. I mean, that was horrendous.
I mean, it is behind the scenes, but the thing is, there's nothing stopping you from going around the hotel and getting to level 5, even like by accident.
Well,
you
we've
know?
never been to the hotel before, so
Yeah.
we obviously went to level 5 stupidly because we just thought, oh, maybe the pool's up there. But the fact that they should at least blacken that out in the lift, just when people are looking around the hotel, just seeing what's around.
Yeah.
There was steps downstairs last night. Instead of using the lift, they used the steps, and that area looked a little bit grotty. In fact, most of those steps looked like they had carpet at one point on the marble, but they'd all been taken off.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on it. I think with a little bit of investment, this hotel could be absolutely incredible, and it could be restored to, you know, an amazing hotel. Because as Tim was saying, I do think if you went back 20 years,
the food is very basic. Like, it's almost like they're, I don't know for sure, but it's like they're using the cheapest bits of food. Like
Yeah.
the steak you had last night was supposed to be fillet steak, and you got 2 bits of it, and then straight away when you're getting 2 slices of fillet steak, there's something wrong. Because
Yeah.
because fillet steak's expensive
and
and
it's
it's
very
thick.
slim. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe they just had one but then cut it.
I would 100% stay here again. There was a warm feeling about it. I can't, that, like Tim was saying, you don't know how you feel about it, but there's something that would like to draw you back. I don't think that what they've charged for this room, especially with there being no swimming pool open this time of year, I think it's a little bit priced high.
I mean, what we did last night, rather than eating in the restaurant where we had breakfast this morning, which we could have done, we decided to have dinner out here because I knew that that view would be amazing. And just by ordering the food that we did, which was off the bistro menu downstairs, I thought was quite nice. But if you fancy seeing me stay on a floating hotel here in Gibraltar, click the video here. And if that's whetted your appetite to come and visit Gibraltar, you definitely need to check out this video of the tour of the rock and so much more. You won't be disappointed. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Remember to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time.